Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to do something a little different on this particular Saturday versus some of my other Saturdays. Um, Instead of me doing a pre-recorded video that is scheduled to go up at 1:30, I figured I'd try going live. I wanted to see what it was like to go live on a Saturday afternoon about this hour. Um, just it's been in my mind for a while now, like a couple of months. But I just wanted to say thank you to all of my subs for being there and sticking with me. I did hit a milestone. I hit two. I broke my halfway point of my watch hours. Um, I've got 2,048.6 watch hours. So I'm a little more than halfway there to the recommended amount that YouTube wants you to have, which is 4,000. And the last time I checked my subscriber count, let me see here, I'm sitting at 256 currently. So I know a lot of you have been with me a pretty good while, and I thank you. And like I said, all of you, I feel, have become my friends. So let's see. Hey, Richard, good afternoon. I'm glad that you can be here. I'm glad you were able to, be with me this afternoon. That's great. Yeah, if I remember, now that I think back about the time you joined my channel, I think I was somewhere around the 180 mark, if I remember correctly. So here I am, what, 76 subscribers later, and I am noticing that the numbers are climbing. So we'll see, where this comes out because I just got through doing a collab with Dawn Money Mom, and I did go over and I, put in my 2 cents and I said, thank you for the collab, which, I do thank her for, asking me to be a part, to do that with her. Yep. Yes, Richard, you were definitely right at the 180 mark. Let's see. Hey, Sunset, greetings to you. Glad you can be here. Hi, Scorpio. Good to see you. I'm glad you all are here. So, yeah, I'm just on here, you know, um, I'm just on here trying, um, just a different thing, to see how things will go. Um, but I'm glad that all of you are here. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Um, let's see. But okay, yeah, I was about to ask all of you, ask me something, you know, um, and I really like it when you guys ask me things because if there's anything you guys ever want to know about me, and believe you me, there is a video, well, actually more than one. I believe it's about four, if I recall correctly, that I did back in February, I believe it was. And I really just opened up to all of you guys. I mean, there's not really anything there about me that you don't know. I talked about me and my schooling, which I didn't have the best time in school. And no, I will not friend or communicate with any of my schoolmates whatsoever. You can forget it. That stuck with me even as an adult. And I realize we all mature, but I'm just going to leave. I'm going to let a sleeping bear lie. And in turn, it also made me drop out of high school. But don't worry, I did drop out in the ninth grade, but I did go back and get my GED 3 years later. I did go in and I passed my GED the first time. I didn't have to study for it. Um, Let's see. What are some good recipes for hot days? Well, I like pasta salads, potato salads. Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything salad, macaroni salad, your chef salads. I'm not big on eating a lot of hot food on hot days. I like the colder stuff. I've always been that way. I've always been that way with. But don't get me wrong. I don't mind a hot meal. Uh, Say like in the evening when it's cooler, then I just go back to my normal, my normal routine, whatever I decide to make. But I'm big on anything cold, even subs, and things like that. Let's see. Do I live in a safe neighborhood? Um, well, to be honest with you, where I grew up, keep in mind I was born overseas. I lived in Sicily until I was 2, and then I lived in Spain until I was almost 8, and then I came to the States. I lived in a city called Lake City. That's about 60 miles west of me, and that's grown up some since I've been there. I went back during Christmas. A friend of mine and I, my roommate, even because my best friend and my roommate, same thing. We went and ate at a real nice buffet out in Lake City, and every time I frequent there, I always stop in and eat there. And that's a nice place to go. It's not really too bad populated. I'd say the population is probably about 50,000. I'm taking a wild guess. But I grew up maybe 3 red lights back from where I'm at right now. And I it's yes and no. I mean, I guess it just depends. It's a fair neighborhood to give you an idea. Um, okay. Wait a minute. What do I see down here on the bottom? Something looks familiar. Okay, let me see here.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Dan.
Hi, everybody.
Well, you know, you might as well be here anyway because you and I always do a segment on Saturday anyway,
We
about
sure
90,
do.
about 80, 90% of the time. So you might as well, you know, come aboard.
I wanted to be here to specifically congratulate Steve on surpassing his 2,000 hours of watch time. He still has 2,000 to go. That's pretty darn good for a channel of your size. I just wanted to personally congratulate you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ragdoll Preppers, I want to thank you for subscribing to me from Money Mom's channel. I really appreciate that. I'm glad to have you here with me. Um, let's see. I don't know if you can see the comments, but you've got Richard. You got a few people saying hi to you.
Hey, Richard. Hi, Scorpio. Hi, Sunset. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I was just making sure if you could see it or not because I know
I
there's
turned on the comments. You taught me just tap that comment word, and there it is.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, up there on the top section, and then everything just shows up. But yeah, I did. Like I said, I've been talking to the people that are on here live with me, and now that you're here and you've definitely put in your 2 cents. Well, to me, it's more like a nickel. But now that you've, yes, I have hit
Thank you.
halfway mark and a little better. And honestly, though, what I'm looking forward to at this moment is not so much the 1,000 subscriber mark that's required. Um, oh, I lost one, but that's okay. I'll get it back. Um, what I'm looking forward to is getting the 500 subscriber mark. That way, I have access to a community tab where I can just write my words to my subscribers. Because the only thing I can do now at this point, not that I have a problem with it, I have to go up and put a little 1 or 2 minute blab video up and say, hey, this is what's coming up, this is what's going on, um, and so on, which I don't mind coming on camera. I'm trying to get into a little bit more of the audio thing.
Yes.
All I have to do is go down here and hit the word stop cam, and that puts me
The theater of the mind. I love audios.
So,
It's your new person for Money Mom.
oh,
Hello.
all preppers, yeah. So Sunset asked me, how do I keep cool in the Florida heat? Well, Sunset, here's what I do. As you can see, I've got red bumps and the growths on my face. So if there's anything that I have to do, any errands, or if I want to go walking, which I really enjoy, anything like that, I need to go like early in the morning, like 5:30 in the morning or so. And then as I'm coming back, I usually like to go out about a mile and a half, 2 miles, and then I come back. And by then, the sun is starting to come up. So I'm usually out of the weather by that point. But I try to not be in the hot that much. Usually, if it's going to my car or going into a store, coming back out, get back in my car. But normally, I try to either do things real early in the morning. I'm an AM person. I like to do my shopping and any doings in the AM, or I'll wait until the evening when the sun goes down. That seems to work best for my routine, and that is something that I do keep on a regimented thing. I know you and I earlier today, you and I were talking about regimented. That would be something in my everyday life I would have to keep regimented, is that
Yeah.
particular schedule. Yeah, because of this right here.
Yeah. No, some things just has to be, it's
Mhm.
it's incredible. It's amazing.
Yeah. So,
And I must mention something. Tonight, I have the pleasure of having on my channel. Steve is coming back tonight on my channel with Money Mom and At Home with Lynn Wilson. And if you've never heard of those channels, check them out tonight. But 9 o'clock Eastern, it's going to be a fun show.
mhm. Yeah, and I'll be there again. Um, that was a fun video that we did. I picked up a lot of tips, from Lynn. She gave. I mean, she taught. Now I'm pretty good with stockpiling and doing things and with food and all that. But she taught me a couple of three tips that I really,
Amazing. Lynn is amazing.
and that's really her. That's really her world, is the stockpiling. Um, Richard, yeah, I'm like you. We're AM. I'm in the AM, 7:30, 8:30 in the morning. I'm out. I got to pick up a few things at the grocery store. Go to the grocery store. Go wherever I have to go. Whatever the case may be. And usually by 10:30, 11, just a little, maybe right around lunchtime, I'm usually through. And then that's it. And then if I have to do anything later, I'll wait until like 7:30 in the evening, to do
That's
anything.
a good schedule. Excuse
Yeah,
my throat.
it is. It is. I know that's something that's worked for me. That's like me eating breakfast. I try to eat breakfast usually if and I'm not a big breakfast person, but if I do, I usually eat breakfast between 8 and 8:30. That's always been my schedule. Um,
Oh, got a couple of folks that are going to be there. Very
yeah.
cool. Thank you. Thank you so much.
See, Richard, Sunset, and I were on the same wavelength. We're all AM errand runners.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Richard says here that Green Bay summers are getting more humid every summer.
Hmm.
Wow.
Wow.
And that is a little bit of a surprise to me, because Green Bay is pretty far north. I know, Janet, you in the summer, I know New York summers can be pretty bad.
They can be brutal, particularly July and August, but especially July.
July, yeah, yeah. But in your case, September, things are starting to.
Yeah. There are three words I look forward to every year, and I hear them in usually the beginning of September: Canadian air mass. Every time I hear the weather people say that, I'm like, yes.
See, that would be something that you and Richard would be a part of because of where you
Yes.
guys are located. But I'm way down here in the south. I mean, I'm pretty far down.
I
But
hear you.
but that's really a shock to hear that his summers are becoming, because I've been up in the New England states in like middle June, and the weather is just fabulous. Not humid, not terribly hot, low 80s. You
Weird weather
know,
changes in general, I think, across the country.
yeah. So Ragdoll Preppers asked me, "What do you eat for breakfast? Do you have any frugal breakfast ideas?" Well, I do like to, I know a lot of people that don't drink coffee. Some are, or a lot of people don't like the caffeine. I'll usually start with a cup of coffee and a half. About 24 ounces of coffee. I'll do that, and then I'll usually what I like to do on a frugal menu. I know I like to have grapefruit for breakfast. I like to get real vitamin C. If I can't do that, I'll eat an orange. I am a citrus person. I love my citrus. I've always been a fan of that. And then any frugal
I
idea.
have a couple of ideas that have worked for me. If I could jump in,
All
yeah,
right. Tell me.
sure, sure. In answer to your question, for me, what I like to do on occasion, let's say instead of making 12 muffins, because those muffin pans are a pain in the neck to clean, or have to purchase those wrappers to put in. I don't want to do that. I take a loaf pan and I'll make, let's say, a banana bread, for example. That I could cut up into 7 slices every morning. I'll have that for the week, for example. That's on the week when I don't mind to have a carb or two. But on
Mhm.
a week when I want to lower my carbs, I could just easily make a bunch of hard boiled eggs in the beginning of the week and they're done. I just put a pinch of salt on it, have a cup of coffee and a banana if I want. There are many ways to get around it.
Yeah.
Less is more. That's what I've noticed.
Well, I just recently did a video a few days back. I've never done it. I know you have. I've never done it. And I needed something for Recipe Tuesday, but I wanted to change it up. I didn't want to just make do recipe. So I said, let me do a slow cooker, cooking hard boiled eggs in the slow cooker.
I love that. That was great.
And, in 2 hours, however how many you want to do. I like to do hard boiled eggs, and I'll tell you what I like to make. I like doing deviled eggs,
Yum.
and I'll do usually 6 or 8, and I'll cut them up, and I'll take the yolk out and I'll mix it with a good mayo, a little mustard. You can use Miracle Whip. I like Miracle Whip. I know it's to each
I
their own,
like it too.
but I like Miracle Whip. A little bit of relish in mine, a little bit of mustard. I liked mine a little bit on the vinegary side. I always been a fan of that. I have been known to put a little bit of tuna fish in it to change up the
That's
complexity.
good.
Yeah, I know somebody that's tried it with a couple of teaspoons of ranch dressing, which I've never tried, but I do like ranch. Never done it, but been wanting to do that. But there's so many different ways.
Sure.
Here I am thinking there's only one set way to do a deviled egg. Oh no.
It's a blank canvas, like you're
Yeah.
saying. In answer to your question, Sylvia, no, this is my regular chair. I put my green screen behind me. So this is my work chair, if you will. The other chair is my, when I want to decompress chair.
Yeah. So I try to. So I do like to keep deviled eggs in the refrigerator, like usually midday around 3:30, 4 o'clock, because I usually eat dinner around 5:30, quarter to 6. I get a little hungry, and protein is the number one thing that's going to cancel out your hunger.
It's the truth.
So I'll just go to the refrigerator, pull out the plate, take the wrapping off, and I'll eat about two, maybe three deviled eggs, and that does me. If not that, peanut butter is also good about taking care of
Good
that.
point. Peanut butter. If you're on the go, just grab a
Yeah.
spoon. Have a banana. Done. No cooking.
Yeah. So Ragdoll Prepper said she's never made slow cooker hard boiled. I haven't either, and I have a decent slow cooker. I mean, I got a good deal on it. The slow cooker I bought it about 5 years back.
I've
Um,
done them.
it was about a $30, $31 slow cooker, but I got it on sale for like $19, and it's
A
push
gift.
and it's push button. It's not the turn type. It's push button. So I can actually leave and go somewhere, and I don't have to worry about coming back and turning the knob. It automatically goes to the warm setting when it's done.
Love it.
And I love. It's only a 4.5 cord. I mean, it's just me and my friend, my roommate. But let's see.
You're welcome, Ragdoll Preppers. I love that name. That's a great name.
Tuna is one of my number one. That's another source of protein. You can do the chunk light or the albacore. The albacore is a little bit more. It is a little bit drier, and I know it's probably a little bit less fatty. But I'll tell you something else I like to do, and this is part of my heritage. I like to take tuna, drain it, put it in a plate or a bowl, add a little bit of olive oil and black pepper and mix it in, and eat it just as you see it.
Why did I know you were going to say it? I love olive oil on that.
So Scorpio says, I was brought up on Miracle Whip, ate it, but love mayonnaise. Yeah, Scorpio, I can go either way. And I'll make a recommendation to you in the mayonnaise world. I'm real big on Duke's mayonnaise, but Kraft makes one that has like an off-green looking top on it, and it's got olive oil in it, and it gives it a little bit of that little bit of a zing, and I like that one.
Amazing.
So Richard asks, I don't know the difference between Mayo and Miracle Whip. Richard, Miracle Whip is not as bland. It has a little bit more in it. I'm not really sure what the other ingredients.
Like a zesty flavor to it.
Like a zesty flavor. It has a little bit more kick to it.
Yeah, good.
I know I like the kick. I know I like that little extra, that little bump.
You're welcome, Fragdoll Preppers. You're so welcome.
That's what you could do. Is if you ever wanted to try a little bottle of Miracle Whip, or you could even get it from like an Aldi or a Save-A-Lot type store. It doesn't necessarily have to be that brand, but in the off brand, it's called salad dressing. That's how my dad knew it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Actually, Richard, you're doing yourself a favor. I mean, I can go either way. I'm on the same wavelength as you. I think Chunk Light is a little bit better tasting because you're comparing dark meat to a white meat. Albacore is white meat.
I like Linda's simple breakfast there. Whole wheat toast and peanut butter with lots of coffee. Yay! That's enough. Yeah. Breakfast doesn't have to be complicated. Nope.
I'll tell you what I do. That's a good thing to do. I like whole wheat is really good. I like a good rye. I like pumpernickel. I like good quality. I'll eat white, but I grew up on white, but I've come to like the other ones better. I've also been known to do like Philadelphia cream cheese on toasted bread. I've done that. I've done it with bagels, but I like her method. That lots of coffee. Yeah, I mean, I have my days I can drink 2.5 cups of coffee, and it also depends on how much I've slept.
Not $6 coffee. None of us here are for that.
No. So Scorpio says, Steve Young 74, I think I'm getting the digital crock pot this time. I love my crock pot I have. To get a new one, I've always had the dial. Scorpio, you will thank me later when you get a touchpad model, because then for example, you can set up your meals. Let's say you set up your slow cooker around 7 a.m. or 6:30, and you set it for 6 hours. So you set it for 6 hours, you touch it, set it and forget it, close the lid, and then you can go off and run some errands, do what you have to do, or do things around the house or whatever. Come 12:30, it's going to click over to warm. So there's no risk of burning your food, but it keeps your food warm. And
Steve, you're so wonderful to point this out, and also for you guys to ask about it. Why? Think about this, like, let's say a mom or a dad. Oh my goodness, I have to pick up my kids from school, but I want to get a head start on dinner. So you don't have that usual end of the day fatigue, blah, blah, blah. No, you do your slow cooker thing, set that thing up, and it's not going to burn. This is a good safety measure. Thanks for mentioning that one, Steve.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so Richard says he doesn't eat either. Well, yeah, I mean, I get that. My big thing, I mean, yeah, I prefer the Miracle Whip over all of it, but because that's what I grew up on. I like it. I like bland, but in a way I don't. I can take or leave bland. I like something with a little pep behind it. I like something with a little texture, a little something there. But my biggest thing is mustard. Oh, I can go get a sub. Matter of fact, if I go get a sub, I've been thinking about maybe later. My public supermarket is really right over here. They always ask me mayo and mustard. I say, yeah. This time I'm gonna say you can leave out the mayo and just put mustard down. I want to try it one time. I've never done it that way. I usually do light mayo and medium mustard. But okay, let's see. Carol, thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you can be a part of the live show.
Hi, Carol.
Okay, Scorpio points out that Miracle Whip is stronger. It has more of a boost or a little bit more back end. She is right. And Mayo, it's really personal preference. I mean, it really is. It's personal preference. It's what you like. I mean, you know, it's like compare. I'm just going to use this as an example. I wouldn't own either car now because I'm more of an older car type. I really like my older vehicles. It's like comparing a Cadillac to a Lincoln. They're both the same car. Well, I'm basing it like back in the 80s, the 70s when they built a real car. But you're comparing the same thing across the board. One is a Lincoln, one is Cadillac, one is General Motors, one is Ford. So it's really personal preference in that in that world. Or if you want to get into vintage electronics, Richard, you might be into this. Maybe some of you guys might remember. You're comparing a TIAC to an Akai. And I know I'm talking tape recorders now. But it's really personal preference. They both have their yays and nays, like everything else does. So, okay. So Linda says here, salad dressing just has the addition of vinegar and sugar. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah, taste wise, that's true.
No, it does. I feel like I'm.
This is interesting because that means we could actually try one day to make it like, let's say for fun, take regular mayonnaise and alter it a little bit and see what happens. That's interesting.
So Richard writes down here, and this is where Richard, this is where you and I are exactly across the board. I mean, we have a lot in common. I know you and I have spoken before, but I'm also a 58 caddy guy as well. I'm not even kidding. There's something about that particular look of the Cadillac, the fins, the look, there's just something. And I know that wasn't heavily praised back when it came out. I know a lot of people was like, it was that in between look. But I've always liked it,
it's beautiful. So much craftsmanship. Yeah, I mean, just look at that; it was gorgeous.
Right. So that's where he and I, were, all glove to mitt on that. I know a lot of people when it comes to the old '50s Cadillac. Oh, the 59, the 59, the 50. Yeah, the 59 is a beautiful car. You got the big fins that come up with the two bullet taillights. I know that, but the 58 is so unique. It just I know that if and this is me talking out the side of my mouth, if I ever hit it big money wise, I would go buy me one. I am not even kidding.
That's it.
Who knows? And who knows? I may even come up to where Richard lives and say, "Hey, hop in." You never know me because I can be spontaneous at times. I mean, I'm not even joking. Let's see. Yeah. Right. Yep. So what I'm seeing here, Richard, you're absolutely right. I was born on Halloween. I think you and I are like 4 days apart. And I believe Scorpio is also a Scorpio as well. So we're all three, Scorpio zodiacs. And I'll be honest with you though, and again, I'm just trying to find things to talk about here.
So yesterday, Steve, I have to mention this, Steve. Yesterday, Steve and I, because how we met was through a music group back about 6 years, going on 6 years soon. And yesterday, all of a sudden, we were like doling out, talking about doo-wop music. It was the most amazing half hour. Who out
Yeah,
there likes doo-wop music? Let me know.
right. No, Richard, I wouldn't come in the winter. Oh, please. I know how Green Bay can be in wintertime with all that snow. No, no, no. I would come like now, like May, June. Oh no, no. I myself am not a big winter person. I know down now in Florida, my winters would be like your spring or fall. Because we really don't have winters down here. I mean, yeah, it gets cold, but not like up there. Um, yeah, October 27th. Yep, you're 4 days behind me. You're right there. You're right there with me. I mean, 4 days. That's really.
Sorry, I can't join the Scorpio group. I'm a Sag.
Oh, so Rose Abatino is a Scorpio as well. So we, but no, coming back to the doo-wop thing, I was giving you a few
They were great.
like the 5 heartbeats, 1,000 miles away.
Yes, yes,
closer to the Isle.
yes.
By the 5 Satins. Oh,
Yay!
Julie.
Sunset loves doo-wop. Yay!
Yeah. Like,
Lord.
Oh, Julie by the Crescendos. Could It Be Magic by the Dubs. And my mom and dad danced to that one, so that's
so
kind of
sweet.
a little bit sentimental, and I'm telling off on myself. I've noticed that on a lot of your real pretty slow stuff. I get teary eyed, but I don't tell too many people. I guess it's because now that I'm older and I've experienced life, now that I'm headed toward 50.
I love all kinds of music too, but we just got into this like doo-wop thing for like 15, 20, well, no, maybe a half hour. Those songs were just belting out and sharing and listening to, and oh, it's just wonderful.
Mm-hmm. But I can get into my doo-wop now. I like Ling Ting Tong by the shoot. It escaped. I just had it and it left me, but it come out around 1955. And it's
Ling Ting Tong?
Ling Ting Tong, yeah.
Are you looking it up?
Yeah. I hate having to look it up.
That's okay.
I hate it. Excuse the pun, you guys, but I hate it when you have a brain fart. I hate to use that term, but that's what it is,
You heard that here live, not on tape. All right, so Sunset's a Capricorn, Carol's a Libra, Linda loves all kind of music, including doo-wop. Richard loves doo-wop.
5 Keys. I couldn't, and then like Little Darlin' by the Diamonds, The Stroll by the Diamonds.
I was bugging on that one, Steve. When you pointed that one out, I'm like, wait a minute, I think I know this. Yeah, and then I put, oh my God, it was just so fun. We were just like having so much fun with that music. Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Funny how Carol is a Libra. If I was born based on that time frame, I would have been born on the 16th of October, so I would have been a Libra. But that's not the plan God had for me. He wanted me born on Halloween, so that's how that came out. Yeah. So let's see here. Yep, Richard, classic country. Dad was from Tennessee, so if you want to talk about Merle, George, Tammy, Loretta, Hawkshaw Hawkins, Gene Shepard, Tex Ritter, we can definitely, Crystal Gale. There's so many different classic countries. Alabama, I like. The Oak Ridge Boys. You know where I'm going with it. I like all that older stuff. There's not really much. Let's see. Richard, Motown come out in 1960, and I believe the very first song was Shop Around by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. That's what started it all, I believe, was that particular song. And I can get into Motown. It can be
love
60s, the 70s, the 80s. I'm just a hot mess when it
all
comes
the good stuff.
Right.
Music is good. We love music, period.
So Scorpio says she loves Elvis. I can get into
Yay, Elvis.
I have done karaoke, and I do sing a few Elvis's songs. One in particular that I do is called "Love Me," not "Love Me Tender." It's just "Love and Me." I do that one. I've been known to do "Teddy Bear," "Good Luck Charm," "Return to Sender." Um,
Steve,
I
what's my favorite Elvis song? Let me see if you remember. What is my favorite Elvis song?
Your favorite? Oh, that's easy. It's
What?
from the year you were born.
What?
Don't
Yes, I love that song. Oh, my favorite.
don't
Don't. My
ask
favorite.
what you say each
Just love it.
that you hold me this way. I know exactly the one you're talking about.
Love that song. Thank
Well,
you for
there you
remembering.
go. There's a little demonstration. I could probably do that one karaoke too, but I'm not
Yes, you
doing
can.
it for myself. Um, so Richard says here when he was 17, he met Elvis briefly. Um,
Oh, do share, Richard. Do share.
Richard, you are a lucky man. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of Elvis. I really am. I like his music. I mean, oh, Burning Love is another one I did, but that takes a little bit of doing because that's a little bit,
Yeah, a lot of transitions on that.
yeah. So, yeah. Linda says Motown is big where she is. Um,
Beautiful.
Richard says In the Ghetto is his favorite.
Yeah.
Um, I have to tell you about In the Ghetto. Every time I hear it, I want to cry.
I know. I was just about to
No,
tear up.
and
Yeah,
it's not because it that song lyrically that song is so powerful.
it is.
I, he and I guess that's one of the reasons where he and I connect is that's one of the reasons why I do like the older country. In addition to In the Ghetto, the older country told a story.
Yeah.
You don't have that anymore in music. You really don't. It's not there. Um, but yeah, that song. That's why I hesitated a couple of seconds before I responded when he said that.
Yeah.
But that song lyrically, though, I mean, it's just Richard. That's a really good song by him. It's one of my favorites too. But like I said, it you know. But let's see. Yeah, Richard Scorpio. Let's see. Elvis came to Green Bay to perform a concert. His first and last visit. He died shortly after I helped set up the. Oh, so
Oh,
he was involved in the equipment of
oh, just one tiny little thing, right, Richard? That's amazing. Wow, that had to be a wonderful experience.
hmm yeah, because again, I was pretty small. I was pretty small when Elvis died. I think I was just shy.
You were like 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I know that when my parents were big Elvis fans,
yeah.
and I know that when Elvis died, my mom was at work, and it just
Oh, it's like time, like literally went to a halt all across here. It was
right. It was
absolutely.
almost as if like when Kennedy
Oh
got
my gosh, it was. Yeah, it was really awful. It was just awful.
Kentucky Rain in the Ghetto. Oh, Kentucky Rain. That's a pretty one. That is,
That is.
I guess I really don't have a favorite by him. He did so many good ones.
It's hard to figure out because you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it is. Um, so Richard said when he shook Elvis's hand, he was shaking.
Oh, sure.
You know, I would be too. I mean, oh my gosh, you're talking to a freaking legend. I mean,
And I understood he was a very nice, kind
you can just
person.
picture
Just a
nice to
very
meet you.
nice man. Yeah,
Nice to meet you, your hands going like that. So I get that.
awesome.
Yeah. So Sylvia says, I'm back. Are you talking about the new Elvis movie coming out in June? No, but I don't know a lot about it. I've heard like kind of like on a rumor has it type level of
I
how
didn't even know that there was an new Elvis movie coming out in June. Really? I didn't even
I've heard
know.
very like little bits and pieces, but not
Okay.
into it.
Wow.
Yeah. So Scorpio said she's a Motown person. She loves, yeah, and Now that's a whole other story within itself because we can talk about Motown Stevie, Smokey Robinson, Martha and the Vandellas. I mean, the Supremes. I mean, that's a whole other avenue. But according to Richard, he said Elvis treated me very kindly. Yeah, he does. He did seem like a very nice man. The personality. Because I can't begin to tell you how many times I watched Elvis's comeback video in '68. I must have seen that like over 100 times.
You can never get bored watching that. I know the video you're referring to. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's the type of person that I like. I like meeting down to earth, people. And then if I meet somebody, if I find out that we have at least 3, maybe 4 things in common, I want to get to know you better. That's me though. That's me. Because I like having the click between 2 people, me and myself and somebody else. But if we have a lot in common, I kind of like.
Of course, if you could relate to someone.
Yeah.
Scorpio met someone too.
I met one of the Pointer Sisters years ago, Bonnie. Okay, Bonnie, if I remember, Bonnie went solo. And she did a good cover of Heaven Must Have Sent You. And Jan, you may know that. That's disco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. But
I like all kinds of music. I'm just not the hugest fan of opera. But in general, I love music.
So you're not into Luciano Pavarotti or
Okay, maybe there might be an isolated song, but it's not like, oh gee, I want to get dressed and go to the opera thing or whatever.
You know who my mom was really big on back? She was a fan of Mario Lanza. She loved
mine too. My mom loved him too.
Yeah. So Sylvia writes, I saw a preview of it when I was at the movie theater yesterday. I saw Downtown Abbey.
Oh.
I heard that was good.
Yeah.
I mean that pretty much gives it away what the movie's about. I'm sure it was based on something in England. But yeah, Scorpio, I agree. Yeah, I always felt.
Me too.
I always wondered about Elvis, if what you saw him portray on screen or in doing like Elvis Comeback '68, if he was really like that. Because I had heard, some little rumor has it around the way things about Elvis that were not so good. So I that's why it was, again, Richard met him firsthand, so he would know.
Yeah.
I mean, he was involved setting up the equipment. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Tracy's a Scorpio too, Steve.
November '71. Yeah, I'm a Scorpio. My brother-in-law is a Scorpio. Although he and I usually get along with just about everybody. I have a likable personality, but I get along with everybody. It really, the zodiac really doesn't matter. There was another comment. Right, Scorpio. I had to go back and check one of your comments. Yeah, Capricorns are usually laid back and calm. That's true. I have noticed that they do have a lot of patience. I have a lot of patience. I noticed since I've gotten a little older, my patience level has gotten better.
That's good.
Let's see. Yeah, my brother-in-law is November 18th. That's his birthday. Elvis was tall. I'm about 6 feet. I'm right around 6 feet. So if I remember, I think Elvis was like 6'2", 6'3", maybe. I don't know. Again, Richard could vouch for that one, but I know Elvis was a little bit on the tall side. I know looking at him on TV and looking at him in the flesh in front of you is another story altogether. But so Elvis dated a 15-year-old. That would be Priscilla. Oh no, Priscilla was underage at the time. That story I do know. Yeah, he dated Priscilla. She was underage. I think Elvis by that point, what, in 58 or 9, Elvis was in his 20s, like 23, and Priscilla was born in 44. So there was about a 9-year difference there,
Hmm.
the two. Um, oh, Richard, you're 5'9". Okay, that's not too bad. That's about average. I'm probably like 5'11", 6 feet, somewhere in that neighborhood. Let's see. Linda says, I do love opera. My sister took me to see the Three Tenors. Wow, it was amazing. Oh, I bet.
That's good. No, if there's nothing wrong with liking opera. My parents loved it. They were always going to theaters and doing the
Hmm.
Broadway thing. That's what they loved to do. When I was growing up, all I heard was theatrical music albums because they brought them home from like the shows they saw, and I was weaned on that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
it could be kind of like a little bit of a throwback, like oh, like
yeah. So Tracy says her birthday's November 3rd. So
oh,
Tracy,
day before my dad.
yep. So Tracy, you're only 3 days after me. She says, I'm November 3rd, me tall. I wish I'm 4'10". My children are all tall. I lucked out. See, that's how it is with my two nephews. I have two nephews. His dad, their dad, the one that I told you it's November 18th. He's about my height. But Alex and Gabriel, that's my two nephews' names. Alex is about 6'3", and Gabriel's about 6'1" and a half. So they're tall. They definitely got the tall gene somewhere in the line. I'm trying to figure out where the tall may come in. I'm trying to think back on my mom's side of the house. My uncles, I think they were like in the 5'8", 5'9", 5'7" area. So it makes me wonder, maybe on Kevin's side of the house somewhere. I don't know. I'm not really certain, but let me see. Right, Sunset verifying with me, Priscilla Presley. Hmm. Priscilla's parents let her move in with him when she was 15, 16.
Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm.
because I had seen about 3 or 4 different movies based on Elvis that they did, and I really don't know which Elvis movie is more true over the others because each one of the movies told a slightly different story. So I really don't know about that. So Sunset says my mother and Elvis share the same birthday. Sunset, I know two people I've lost touch with, a woman and her daughter. They were both born January the 8th. The woman was
Grandpa.
the
Yeah.
mom was born 1950. The daughter was born in 68. They were both born
Amazing.
January the 8th. I have a relative somewhere that shares the same birthday as myself, but we're like 34 years apart. But we do share the same. We're both Halloween. Um, yeah. No, Scorpio is a good zodiac. I like it. I wouldn't. I wouldn't change it. But that's just. But again, I do like other zodiacs. I think anybody that I'll tell you another zodiac that favors Scorpio. You can vouch for this, Janet, because of your family. And I got a couple of 3 friends. Virgo.
Oh gosh, yeah.
From what I did the back research on, at one time Scorpio and Virgo was one sign, but Libra came in and kind of split it up because Libra is one that likes the balance between two things. They like to be fair about things. So
When
that's
I
just
first met Steve, I really assumed that Steve was a Virgo. I even asked him like 3 times, says, are you a Virgo? No. Are you sure? What?
no. I'm Scorpio.
Many Virgoians are perfectionistic. I know I'm related to a few, so in a good way.
Hmm. So let's see. Richard writes here Priscilla's parents must have known Elvis would be a huge success. Oh, yeah. I mean, he had already had what? Heartbreak Hotel and Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel and Too Much and All Shook Up and Teddy Bear and all those
He's
songs
a good guy.
already those were already, million sellers by that point. So I mean, I know this much. I do know that Elvis, right after Heartbreak Hotel hit it big, he went out and bought his mom a Cadillac, a '56.
Oh.
See, that's what I envied about Elvis is he always bought Cadillacs. I mean that man was
I
kind of
have a suspicion that Steve likes Cadillacs. I don't know. I'm just picking that
well,
up.
I'm not the only Cadillac lover in this lineup. There is a
I know. I'm kidding.
Richard, likes the caddies as well, which that's cool that he and I
They're so cute. Did you
like.
ever see those like model ones? Did you ever like make a model of it when you were a kid, like putting them together or anything like that?
I think I remember doing a model of a '59.
Oh, how nice.
And that's got the big tail lights.
They're fun. They're so pretty.
Yeah. Sunset. My oldest nephew's wife is a Gemini, and she's about to have a baby in about 2 weeks. So she may he may be born on her birthday. They're expecting a boy, so he may be born on her birthday. So I'm gonna have two Geminis in the family, and Geminis are cool. Um, let's see. Carol writes here based on her autobiography. However, they didn't sleep together until married. See, I see nothing wrong with that. That just tells me that they had old-fashioned values. So I see nothing wrong with waiting until you're married to, you know. But yeah, Richard loves his Cadillacs. Yep, Richard, we're right there. I can't afford one either. I'm basically, pretty much driving what I have. I can't afford another vehicle.
They're
But
beautiful. They are.
if things ever changed, I might play the right.
You
If I
never know.
if I ever took the urge of playing the lottery and I got lucky and my numbers hit, well, that'd be another story. And yes, I'll come up around May or June. I love your weather up about right around that time. Besides, it gives me a chance to do a little bit more. I can see more cities that I have because now I'll be able to go a little bit more westerly to go up to Green Bay. I'll be able to go through Indiana and parts of Illinois and parts of Kentucky, which I haven't really been to. I've been to Tennessee. I've been all through that. Haven't been to Kentucky. Probably not much different. I know it's pretty there, but I'll definitely, if things ever change, heaven for. I mean, right now it's just a dream or a fantasy that if I hit it big, but I would definitely go invest in a '58 Cadillac, and it would be the '58 Fleetwood 60 special. If I'm gonna go and buy a car and it's gonna be a '58 Cadillac, I might as well go all the way up to the top. Simple as that.
There you go.
Right. So Scorpio's right. I never know. All it takes is hitting one time and the six numbers pop up.
Steve, I'm not going to get into it because it's going to be a future audio show. I love audios because they are the theater of the mind. It makes people think. Now, a real life story, and you know the story. It's somebody that I know well, and that dream did happen to that person. So I'm going to share that story.
Okay.
Things like that can happen. So stay tuned for that one.
Yeah.
No, of course it's not me.
Yeah. That Scorpio, you're right on. You really you never know. All it takes is that one time. Okay, Richard, thank you for telling me that Illinois is a cesspool. I might just want to overlook that. I'll just figure another way to go around it or bypass. But no, I don't need to be going through. I'm out. Forget it.
Oh, thank you, Scorpio. Yes, audio. It really is a good topic, and I love doing audios. I keep a balance on my channel, as you know. Videos Monday through Friday, audios usually Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and an occasional one or two extra.
Right.
But Steve, can I mention a possible format change for my channel? I might be cutting back on some of my videos in a couple of weeks.
Hey, everybody deserves a little break.
I think I produce a little too much content.
Yeah. I want to do at least one audio per week. I mean, I don't want everybody to think, "Oh, where's Steve at?" Because they're, I don't want them to get so used to me being on camera, which I have no problem. I mean, I don't mind it because I like, this interaction. You all can see me, but I need to do at least one, possibly two audios. Again, it's not that hard. I hope I don't lose myself, but all I got to do, I'm just going to give you a little demonstration. Now I'm audio.
Does that look familiar?
Good. Now I'm back. All it is a tap of a button. That's it.
True. Let me see if it works with me here. Just saying, just saying.
You're in.
Okay.
Oh, hey, good to see you popping up. I'm glad to see you. Hope you're having a good day today. So Richard says here, Wisconsin's crime rate is increasing because of Chicago and Rockford. Yeah, Chicago. I've always wanted to see it, but honestly, I can do without it. It's not a dire need that I go and see it. It really isn't. But I have met a few people that has moved away from Chicago because of that reason. So
probably best we don't approach this type of subject.
I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
It's not going to bother me. Hey, it's factual though. Richard says he hears a siren. That must be on your end.
It's New York. How you guys doing, Long Run with Joel and Christy? Hey, for those of you that have never been in their channel, please head on over to the Long Run with Joel and Christy. You're going to find a whole bunch of good stuff. Recipes, money-saving tips, and I just love them. Show them a little love from me.
I mean, I've been a little bit busy here about the last 3 weeks. So I am trying to play catch up here and there is on other people's videos that I do watch. So I'm trying to play catch up. So if you haven't heard from me, it's not because I'm ignoring you. I mean, I've had to take care of my car. I just recently, within the last week or so, but don't get me wrong, my car's been low maintenance. I've been driving the same car for over 15 years, but cars do get old, they get parts wear out and you got to replace, so I've been taking care of that and a couple other things. But let's see. The Long Run with Joel and Christy says, I can't blame you, Jan. I told Joel that I think I will skip the planned shorts that I have been on sharing on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the month of June. She also hears the siren and she says she thanks you.
Let's just say you don't live far away from a firehouse, so you're gonna anytime I'm on, you're bound to hear them.
Yeah. So she's like me. I'm glad to know that I'm not alone. We're in the same boat because she's behind on videos as well. Yeah, Richard, Toyotas. I mean, don't get me wrong, like you, I still like my caddies, but I've owned that same. It's only had one owner, the one that I'm driving. The guy that originally bought it, he bought it new. He only had it for about a year and a half. Then we bought it, got a really good deal on it. Bought it in January of 07. The car was about a year and a half old, about 17,000 miles. But I've had the same. I've been driving the same car since January of 07. This is the most I've had to put in it. I've had to put a set of tires on it, and I had to replace an outer tie rod. And then a couple months ago, my battery went out, but that was covered under Walmart where I got it. And then my alternator went out. So I have been, but again, I give the car's been good to me. I'm not going to say it's high maintenance because, cars need maintenance. That's part of, and they, when the miles rack up. But my car's only got like 183, 184,000. It's low for a 2005. Well, this is fun, or was fun. Janet, we've got 12 people aboard. I don't know if you know that.
So nice of you. So sweet. Really.
Uh, no, but bottom line, though, I don't want to sound like I'm getting too mushy. I'm not. I just want to say thank you to all of you for being a part of my channel. I mean, I'm going to be honest to you. Prior to me having my own channel, I was a channel contributor on Janet's channel at first. But prior to that, I'm just a normal, practical. I noticed as I'm getting older, I'm becoming more practical, more simple about life. I'm not looking for as much complexity. Um, I just want to say thank you. I'm just your normal, everyday, guy that tries to live life the best way he knows how. I'm just a simple guy. There's nothing really. Or if you want to quote a band that's from my hometown, and I know, and Ronnie Van Zant has laid the rest three red lights up for me. I'm a simple man, like Leonard Skinner said. That's me. I'm just a simple guy. So Richard asked me, what will my next vehicle be? Well, I'd love for it to be that 58 Cadillac, but we know that's just a dream, right? For now.
Steve,
Um,
excuse me. For obvious reasons, I need to find out what is going on around. So I'm going to have to thank everyone. Congratulations to you, Steve. And thank you for being here. I have to make a phone call, see what is going on.
all right.
These are too many sirens now.
Yeah. Okay, I understand.
Take care, everyone. See you tonight at the premiere.
I'll be
Bye
there.
bye.
Okay.
Good.
Bye.
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 Bye, everybody.
Okay, so now it's back. Well, Richard, if I had a choice, it would be that 58 Cadillac, but again, you never know. All like, and I'm not, and I don't, and I'm not a gambler. My dad always told me if it's a dollar that you cannot afford to lose, don't bet it on anything. Don't do that. But I don't know. I might take the liberty one day just go and play six numbers and keep my fingers crossed, and you never know. But I would have to say, if I ever bought another vehicle, I wouldn't mind another Toyota. I wouldn't mind getting like an Avalon or something a little bit higher up, possibly. Um, what I really want, though, Richard, I would love to get my hands on a classic, not necessarily a '50s, um, but I wouldn't mind. I'll tell you what I do like. I wouldn't mind having a like a Monte Carlo, a '70s or an '80s. I like my Ford products. I do. I've always been partial to GMs. I mean, I've always been partial to GMs. Um, but I do like my Camrys. What I like, I'll tell you why I'm holding on to mine. Everybody says, "Well, Steve, why haven't you bought a newer one? Why haven't you bought a new?" I can still. Where's my keys? I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to show you something. Is my. This is the key to my car. Well, I've actually got more than one, but to give you an idea, I can still go to a Lowe's or a Home Depot or a key shop and get a key made like you could on an old car. 2, $3. I'm driving again. The newer ones, you have to take it down to the dealer and they have to program and do this and do that. And it's going to cost you close to $200 to get a key made. So I'm kind of partial, you know, but that's why if I would buy a car, it doesn't necessarily have to be '70s or '80s. And yes, Richard, you're right. Parts are expensive and they can be hard to find. And that's kind of what's kind of like shying me away. Otherwise, I would have already went and did it. Um, let's see. Tennessee Gale, I'm glad you're here. That's okay. Better late than never. Yeah, Rose. I'm becoming more sensible. Now that I'm approaching 50, I'm noticing I'm more of a sensible, simpler, practical, you know, I'm not looking for all the thrills and frills like I might have been back in my 20s or my teens. That I've come to realize you don't really need all of that, to be happy. Um, you're welcome, Linda. Um, Okay, so you had a Ford. Um, I myself have never had a Ford. My parents, the car I learned to drive in was an '83 Ford Fairmont. And then I did own an '88 Lincoln Town Car back in the early 2000s. That was a nice car. Um, but again, an '88, that's a totally different animal than what you have now. Would somebody recommend to me go out and buy a 2022 car? I wouldn't want it. One, it's I can't even afford anything like that. I'm just as happy with a good early mid 2000s, late 90s if I can get something like that that's been well taken care of. I don't necessarily have to have, you know, I'm just happy to own a car. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. So let's see. Let's see. Linda, oh, so you did Google the 58K. And isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that styling just superb? I love it. Um, to me, it's an underrated body style. The 57 got more recognition. The 59 is the one everybody wants. That's like saying 57 Chevy. No, I'm a 58 guy. I just like 58, not just 58 Cadillac in general. I like the year 1958. The music was good, the cars were good, movies, TV. People cared back then. You know, if you were hurt, you needed help, people were, likely to do that. It's not like it is today. A totally different, completely different world. Um, let's see. So Ford's Lincoln brand has had bad quality. Oh, yeah, I can see that, Richard. Mm. That's why I'm happy with my 2005 Camry. It's just shy of 184,000 miles. Um, you know, I take care of it the best I can with what I have. I do what I can as I go along if it needs anything. But I'm not looking for anything particular. Me, I'm just lucky to have something. It really doesn't matter what. Um, well, guys, I can't really think of much more to talk about here. Again, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming on. Like I said, I hit my halfway mark. Love you all for being there, being my subscribers. I think you all are great. Glad that you chose me. Again, I'm just a average, ordinary guy. What you see right here, right now, the way I'm talking to you, is if you were talking to me face to face across at a table or in the same room. This is the outcome you're going to get. This is this is who I am. There's no I'm not wearing different caps. What you see here is what you're going to get if you met me or saw me in person, and that's no lie. Um, okay, Jan. So you found out what was going on with all the siren and the noise. Okay, so it's a fire in a different. Okay, that's good. Richard, I got your back. You never got to worry about that. I'll always give you a heads up, whether it's me, Jan, whatever's going on. Bam, I got you. So we're good. Like I said, like I said, you and we've been chatting a little bit, and we've got a lot in common, and I appreciate that about you. And like I said, if I find out that I've got three, four, five things in common with, I want to get to know that person better. I mean, that's just me. I've always been like that. So let's see. Um, that's great, Jan. I would have gone and checked to be sure too. Okay, you're welcome, Jan. Yeah, always good. Always good to make sure. Always good to make sure what's going on. You never really know. Um, yeah, that would have caused me to want to just drop everything and go look and see exactly what was up. Rit- That's okay, Richard. That's okay. I gotta say, for somebody my age, I'm not saying I'm, you know, older than the hills. I'm not. I'm still got some youth behind me, but my memory is pretty good. Every now and again, my short term, you know, I'll stop and think, huh, what did I eat earlier? Or what did I do? Or, something will pop up in that aspect. But my long term, I can think back to things that happened 30, 40 years back, no problem. But my short term, every now and again, it likes to mess with me. But I got you, Richard. We're good. We're good. Um, so yeah. Oh my word, an hour and 10 minutes. Um, so, anyways, everybody, I want to say thank you, and I mean that from my heart. That you're here. You chose me. Thanks to Janet being a channel contributor. You know, and that helped me break part of the ice to have my own channel, and I'm glad for that. One dream I've always had. I'll leave you with this, and then I really do need to wrap this up. One dream I've always had, because I'm such a walking encyclopedia musically. I always wanted to do some type of DJing, and one thing that always held me back. Well, I got to have to be able to, run my mouth, and most people don't see it. Uh, Most of my life, I've been an introvert. People say, "No, you're not." Well, yeah, yeah. I still have little bits and pieces of it in there, but when I was like in my 20s and teens, when I was a kid, part a little bit in my 30s here and there, yeah, I did have an introvert side to me. I still do, but it's gotten less. But I think it'll always be there. But I'm actually an introvert, not really an extrovert. Now, if I get to talking to somebody and if I feel comfortable around you, it's probably a Scorpio trait. If I feel comfortable around you, because I feel people out first, I'll talk to you. But if I get a vibe, something feels off, I will be quiet. I'll be guarded. I won't say anything, not a word. Only if I feel comfortable with you. It's a vibe or a feeling that I have. Um, oh, Richard, you were shy in school, but once you graduated, not so much. Yeah, I guess as you get a little, I guess I can see that. I guess that's because you got away from that environment and you were, you know, more out away from that, because classmates can be a problem. I know that I have yet to talk to any classmates. I'm going to leave them right where they were at. That was then. This is now. Um, oh, you're extrovert. I could see that. I can see that, Richard. Yeah, you're pretty open. When we've commented back and forth, the email. Yeah, you're pretty open. You're pretty, good in conversation. Okay, Scorpio, I'm glad. I knew you would come in and pick that up. Like I said, okay, Rose, you're like that too. Scorpio, you're like that. Richard, I sense that about you too. I mean, again, we're definitely we definitely got that Scorpio thing going on. I love the sign. I would not change it for anything in this world. I really like it a lot. I really do. Um, I've read about it. I've looked at the backstory and the history of it. It's just a phenomenal zodiac to be. Okay, Tennessee Gale, you're mostly extroverted, but then I have to be an introvert for a wild read. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see that where you're heavily involved in conversation, and then you gotta back off. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. All right, guys. I really need to wrap this up. Um, I do want to. I do want to do more lives if I can, and I will. I'd like to get at least a couple in a week, if nothing else. But I want to thank all of you for being aboard with me today. I really appreciate it a lot. And yes, Richard, I want to answer your comment. I don't want to leave anybody, you know, without answering. Scorpios are adaptable we are. Oh, we most certainly are. That's a given. Um, bye, Richard. Bye, Scorpio, Rose, Jan, Linda, everybody that's been here. I want to say bye to all of you. Thank you for being a part. Richard, I got your back. I'll send you an email. Again, that would be 8 o'clock your time because you're Central and I'm Eastern. So, but I got you. All right. Yes, come back at 9. Janet, I'll be there. I like to go back and re-see myself on stuff that I did. I always do that. But take care, everybody. Bye, Joel and Christy. I'm glad that you were able to pop in. It was good seeing you guys, and I'll see you guys real soon. Matter of fact, you'll see me tonight at 9. All right, I'll see you then. Don't worry, Richard. If you forget, I got you. I'll send you an email anyway. Bye.